Salutations. Salutations to the nations. We got almost 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Everybody on Twitter, come on over here to Raider Nation Unlimited. We have cookies. Everybody, I have a GOAT backstage. I have someone who is YouTube royalty, Raider royalty. We got over 100 in the room. Get wasted. Y'all know I don't rock unless over 100 in here. Get wasted, your weather wasted. Everybody is in the place to be. Guys, I have a special weekend treat for all of you. The dean of Raider football, the to me, the prodigy of Raider football. I'm going to present to you the great and powerful, the man who's up on the mountaintop, coming back to YouTube for a limited time only on my channel. My brother, Andy, is in the place to be, yo.
Yo, I don't know how I'm gonna live up to that, but appreciate you for having me on. Shout out to the Wasted Talents chat. Y'all in here vibing already. It was a little late. Femi was talking a little bit, but you know that's my bad.
Yeah, but look at that. You talking about you can't look. It was like Andy. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that, yo. Look at that. Y'all love it. Yes, man. Yes, man. Andy, yo, what is the deal, brother? Damn, yo, it feels so good for you to jump on, bro. I really appreciate it, man. I know, like, right now you got a lot going on, bro. And this ain't really, you know what I'm saying, the wave right now, bro. But, bro, it's so much going on. I had to pick your brains. I really haven't heard, you know, your thoughts on some of the things that are going on. Now, one of the things I wanted to dive into right off the rip, bro, the Ed Dodds interview. Now, right now, Mark Davis is in the process of hiring a GM. This weekend, they said they will be doing interviews through Saturday. So Ed Dodds is being brought in. Champ Kelly is being brought in, and the young fella from the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. And I need to pull that up. And you know, your boy Wasted is the biggest boomer in the whole clique.
So you want me to start off with Ed Dodds?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm about to pull an article up too.
Bro, regardless of what way we go with the head coach, Ed Dodds was top priority for many, you know, fan bases and franchises in the NFL looking for a new GM. So whether you keep Champ or you get Ed Dodds, I mean, you really can't go wrong with either one, right? Now, in terms of Ed Dodds, he's got a lot more of a resume, and I know like there's some people that love the whole resume deal. What, you know, what's going on? What's this and that? What has he done? Some people are kind of, you know, not, I want to say homers, but they're comfortable with Champ, and they would like Champ to get his issue in and get his shot. Now, we briefly talked about how big Champ Kelly could be to the Raiders offseason with all the ties he has to the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And with what we may want from Chicago, whether it's their first overall pick, whether it's their quarterback if they decide to move on, Champ Kelly could be big for the Raiders moving forward. But Ed Dodds is simply one of those guys. Like, he's done it, been there. Yeah. So we'll see, man. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, it should be, or like you said, it should be a busy weekend. I've seen people saying that we may have our guy by Monday. I don't know. That just seems a little soon, in my opinion. But I would love it. I would love.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. They got to get their guy. I personally feel that, bro. I feel too many things are moving around the league. There's so many teams that don't have their guy that you need to strike while the iron is hot. Now, I know that the Raiders are a desirable like destination, probably more so than the ones that are available, right? But the thing that I'm kind of concerned about, and I want to get your answer on this. I'm concerned about being the guy that waited too long to get a prom date, and now you got to go and bring Broomhilda to the prom. You know, that's what I'm concerned about. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Because listen, AP is getting an interview with the Tennessee Titans, and I don't know if you heard this or not, but AP might not come out of that building. And then if Jim Harbaugh decides to stay at Michigan, now what are you left with?
Yeah, man, it's tough. I mean, unless they're offering Antonio Pierce disgusting money, until Mark Davis says no to him, I doubt he goes elsewhere. But, at the end of the day, I think that's something that we should be a lot more worried about is losing our defensive coordinator. Like, I think that that's a real thing. And I remember, I'm not sure if Grass in the building, but I remember texting in the chat maybe a month ago or so, or maybe longer. And I said, you know what? I'll be surprised if Patrick Graham is here next year. I will be surprised if he is still in the building. And Graham was like, "Wow, he's a glorified defensive coordinator." Nah, bruh. McDaniels got fired. He got unleashed. This defense was number one. Number one in the NFL for 9 weeks straight. That's disgusting. I've never seen that in my life, ever.
And I've seen him do this with the Giants. I've seen him do this with like the Miami Dolphins. And this is what we expected that we were going to get when he finally, came here. But Josh McDaniels is a guy who is a paralysis by analysis guy. He will not allow the people around him to be great because it does not come from him. And that's the sad part about it. You know what I'm saying? So you're absolutely right, bro. Listen, I think that the Chargers interview was a Rooney Rule interview. If Patrick Graham's would have went down to Jacksonville, they would have interviewed him for the defensive coordinator job and he would have gotten it, right? But if he gets another interview request for a head coach, the Raiders can't block that. And that's the thing.
Block one.
You can block if he's going to make a lateral move, you can block it because he's your defensive coordinator. But if you can't block him from making a move to advance his career. So
Mark Davis is the one that blocks it, or the GM?
Mark Davis is the one that blocks it, the GM, whomever. But throughout the chain,
why didn't he block Carmen Brasillo to the Giants?
You know what?
That's a big loss, in my opinion.
I think it is too. And people were saying, "Oh, he's just an offensive line coach." I said, "That's humongous." I said, "Bro, the fact that our offensive line has not been an issue with the land of misfit toys of talent we got, it tells you everything you need to know about Carmen Brasillo." If you tell me Carmen Brasillo is not a big loss, I can tell you right now you don't know the game. Because at the end of the day, if you look at what the New York Giants have a bunch of guys who were high draft picks who have not quite panned out. You give Carmen Brasillo, Andrew Thomas, and them guys, they're going to have a damn good line, man.
Oh, Chansworthy, he said his contract was up. Perfect. Well, that makes a lot more sense. If he wasn't under contract, then that's 100%. That makes 100% sense. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Thank you for putting us up, Andy. Really quick, let me get to some of these supers, man. I don't want to ignore the chat. Listen, when you got Andy in the place to be, man, y'all know what we got to do when Andy's in the place, man. We got to let that man. Oh yes, we have to let Andy cook everybody. Shout out to my guy Ruben Russ with a $5 holler. Appreciate you, bro. As a young Raider fan, as someone who played and trains kids, I appreciated Andy's loving hate for the game. Hopefully, we see more of him this offseason. Look, Andy's the only one who can answer that, bro. My guy, Raider LT. If Dodds is higher, what's the odds of keeping the AP? Hey, man. Look, bro, if Jim Harbaugh wants to be a head coach in the National Football League, slim and none. If he goes back to Michigan, I would say probably 90%. Mr. Rogers, AP to LV with the $2 holler. My guy, Pride and Purpose, $5 holler. Thank you for keeping the lights on the Raider Nation Unlimited. We need to quit playing with the gift that is falling into our laps. Wolves run in a pack. That's what the F I'm talking about. And I know what you're talking about right there. You're talking about our brother.
And that dog was pissing on a Niner fire hydrant. That was fire.
It's beautiful, man. My guy, Hug D's. Got to keep Graham in the building and AP on lock. Salute Wasted and the homie Andy. Mark saw what we saw. The man can't be dumb and dumber. Haircut. Hashtag haircut. Now, y'all, really quickly, man, I see something that is just an amazing thing, man. And this has nothing to do with football. I got to go and shout out my brother Manny 92 cruise, man. Wasted. I'm at Disneyland with my daughter's for my daughter's birthday. You as a girl dad as well. Can you please wish my daughter Riley a happy birthday so I can show her right now? We both watch her videos. Riley, have the happiest birthday. Enjoy as much time as you possibly can at Disney World. Myself and my daughters and my wife, we are a huge Disney family. I think we've been to Disney every year of their lives. They're teenagers now. We just came back from Disney a week down at Disney World in Florida. We came back from Disney 2 weeks before Christmas. We go every single year. And I just want you to know that you are loved over here at Raider Nation Unlimited. And we want you to enjoy your birthday. Spend all your dad's money. Happy birthday, Riley. Shout out to my guy, man.
She even got the happy birthday from the dog.
That's right, the dog. Andy's dog has made an appearance. Andy's dog has made an appearance. Guys, we got over 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Now, Andy, yo. So with that being said, right? With that being said, Ed Dodds in the building. What is the timeline for us hiring our head coach look like for you? By this time next week, would you like to see them have this thing taken care of? As far as the head coaching situation after they hired a GM?
Well, I'm not sure. I thought I just saw a comment left that said that we have to wait until the divisional round is over.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I think we'll have it probably the night of or the next day. But I mean, the nation is huge, man. The second our GM is here, people are going to start looking at flights and who's going where and who's doing what. And we'll be able to put the strings together, And man, I mean, this is a really, really tough situation to be in. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, it's tough because both options are good for the Raiders in every aspect. You either keep your general manager and Champ Kelly, and he has massive ties all around the league, especially with a team that holds a lot of power in this year's draft, or you go and hire Ed Dodds, and this guy is proven, massively, massively proven. And it comes down to the head coach. Same thing. You go with the guy like Antonio Pierce, who clearly shifted the culture, who clearly moved the locker room in the right direction, or you go into a guy who literally just won a national championship game, who will most likely be able to improvise and innovate a whole bunch of new things into your offense that would maximize the potential of guys like Michael Mayer and Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers all being out on the field at the same time. So it's truly like a win-win scenario, but it feels like we still lose because we lose something big, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like it's kind of hard. It's really tough. It's a really tough situation, but at the same time, it's a really good one. So.
Yeah, it is, bro. Like, I think that, and I said this the other day, I think that the nation is being very hyperbolic when it comes to this situation. I think that both these guys are excellent coaches. It doesn't mean that if you don't get one, that now we're doomed. I can see both of these guys being very successful. The only issue is that I do not want Mark Davis to mess this up and not act in a timely manner and lose out on both options. Now, when you talk about the Jim Harbaugh caveat, I personally feel that Jim Harbaugh has so many options, and I feel like the Chargers are such a rudderless organization right now that they will pay Jim Harbaugh an ungodly amount of money. And I'm not saying Mark can't compete with that if he wanted to, but he doesn't really need to crack the bank open. Because
let me ask you something. Because the Chargers are in a really shitty situation that they may need to cut or trade Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack, and Mike Williams all in one offseason. Like, they are in a really bad spot cap-wise. Like, it's like if Mike Williams says, I'm not restructuring, he'll get cut. Khalil Mack will get cut. Joey Bosa, they'll try and trade him first, but he'll probably get cut. Like,
you think that they're going to cut you? I think Bosa.
They have to. Their money is horrible.
Yeah, with the Mack and Mike Williams thing, I think that would clear that up, right? When Mack and Mike Williams clear that up, you sure, man?
It would clear it up, but it would leave them no room to do anything in free agency.
So let's go to overthecap.com, man, because I'm curious right now.
So they would be really, really fucked. Like, I really don't know that in Jim Harbaugh's first year in the NFL, he wants to be, jumping through hoops and all this kind of shit just to get the cap situated. So it's like,
So right now, right, I'm looking right now on overthecap.com behind view all. Let me go, because damn, yo, it's crazy, bruh. It's so bad, right? When I'm looking on over the cap, I'm looking for the Chargers, bro. They're down way at the bottom, dog.
yeah,
Like,
they're fucked.
it's ridiculous, bro. Their cap situation is très horrible. It's unbelievable, bro.
Bro,
So
it's bad.
let me go to Sharon, right? Like, bro, it's crazy, man, because you never think about, the moves that you make until you need to spend or until you need to do something monumental for your organization, and then now you're screwed, right? So boom, look. So Khalil Mack, right? Zero guaranteed salary. Can you guys all see this?
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody?
it's kind of hard, but yeah.
All right, wait, hold on. Let me pause. Wait, hold on. Let me sit.
On top of Derwin James and Joey Bosa getting hurt every other week, like, bro, I wouldn't want to go to the Chargers. Like, I get you got Justin Herbert, but I would not want to go to the Chargers if I was Harbaugh.
So, bro, Khalil Mack's cap number is $38.5 million. Yo, if he's cut pre-June 1st, it's gonna be $15 million in dead money and $23 million in cap savings. Joey Bosa, $36 million cap number. If cut pre-June 1st, $22 million in dead cap money. It's gonna be $14 million in cap savings. So I want to do post-June cut, right? So post-June 1st cuts, right? Here we are. I just changed it. So Keenan Allen, Mack, Bosa. Keenan Allen is $23 million in savings. Bosa's $22 million in savings. Max $23 million in savings. But Khalil Mack carries a $15 million dead cap penalty. Joey Bosa carries a $14 million dead cap penalty.
They're fucked.
Yeah, they're fucked, man. Keenan Allen, $11 million cap penalty. Mike Williams, $20 million in cap savings. Derwin James, Justin Herbert, you couldn't even broach doing it. Zion Johnson, you couldn't. Quentin Johnson, you couldn't. Rashawn Slater,
they're
zero
in a
cap
bad
savings.
spot.
Yeah, they're in a bad. Wow, dude.
Like,
Wow.
I don't know who their GM is, but I see why they fired him.
Yeah, they both of those guys needed to be unceremoniously kicked out of the National Football League. Effing terrible, yo. Let me get to some of these chats. We can get back at it. My guy Graph is in a place to be. Shout out to Graphic Raider Bullethead himself is in the place, man. Yo, my guy Pride and Purpose. Don't feel like we lose anything we haven't experienced. We've experienced AP and PG. The sun is shining on a dog's ass. I feel you, bro. Look, T Severe. Shout out to my guy T Severe. He goes, Harbaugh will have a cap guy. They'll cut Mack and Mike Williams, restructure some guys, and be fine, unfortunately. And we got 700 in the room, too. Get wasted with your brother.
I understand that, T Severe, but at what point does that hinder your roster? Like, you literally have to have a perfect draft every single year playing that game, right? Like, right. It's why the Saints have still been able to, get by and win games and stuff like that. It's because their drafting has been good. But you got to look at a guy like this, right? They're going to still be paying J.C. Jackson after they cut him. That was a bad deal.
That was a terrible deal, bro.
They're going to be paying J.C. Jackson. So here's the thing. Keenan Allen will be above 30 if he's not already. Khalil Mack is already above that. Joey Bosa is already above that. Derwin James seems to be hurt every single year. You're going to be constantly restructuring guys that are constantly going to be hurt. Like, that hinders your roster because year in and year out, that's like 5 roster spots that, yeah, they're going to make the 53-man roster because they are great. Yeah. But then you're going to have to find a way each and every year to move some more money around. For when they are hurt, you got to go find a guy off the couch, give him $2 million, $3 million to replace these guys, and they simply don't have that wiggle room. So what you're saying is that these guys are going to have to every single year draft guys, and they have to start year one every single season. That's just not a good recipe for success, bro. Like, I don't know if John Harbaugh is going to want that. I get it. Maybe Justin Herbert pause is a very attractive thing to come into the league having, but it's just not that job to me. Maybe it's just because I'm a Raider fan. The Chargers job is just not that attractive. Like I would want to go to Washington.
Yeah, I mean, Washington has their GM in place already. And then if you look at the ownership group is very motivated to spend money and win. You got Magic Johnson there. You got Bob Myers from the Warriors. They're basketball people, but they are great sport executives, right? So they have their GM. They got one of the shining stars of this offseason, the 49ers assistant GM. They hired him. Scott, I forget the kid's name, but I hear great things about him. I don't know a whole lot about him. I'm not gonna sit up here and stunt and lie, but they're on the move. You know what I mean? The Washington Redskins. Oh man, I'm old. I'm sorry, y'all. The Commanders, second pick in the draft. They can get their quarterback. They don't have to do really anything to get their guy, unless their guy is Caleb Williams. And
with $75 million in cap, the most in the NFL, bro. They have two great defensive tackles, like
Adam Peters. Thank you, Hammer.
they're in a really, really good place, bro. Like, not in a good place because they were ass, but like they got good receivers. I'm just saying, if I was Harbaugh, I would much rather that job.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest with you, I'm hearing rumors that Bill Belichick is in play with them. So, look, that would be to me.
Bill Belichick's drafting is.
Yeah, and the thing is, look, Bill Belichick at this point in his career, that man's 71 years old, damn it. It's time to go off into that dark good night, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. But see, I'm going to look at it like this, man. When you talk about Harbaugh, there are a few things where I think that job would be attractive for him. One, he doesn't have to locate the quarterback. That's a huge, huge responsibility that you don't have to worry about. Also, if you restructure Joey Bosa, you have your pass rusher. You have Derwin James, right? You have Rashawn Slater. You have Sanjit. Yeah, look, and that's glass. I'm looking at a glass half full. Let's say Joey Bosa plays 14, 15 weeks, right? You have one of the premier pass rushers in the National Football League. You have Derwin James. You have talent on that roster. And it reminds me of how the 49ers were before Jim Harbaugh took over back in the day. The 49ers were a team who didn't make the playoffs for 8 straight years, but they had a lot of talent on that team. And Jim Harbaugh did very, very minimal tweaks to that team and took them to the NFC Championship game. 3 years in a row and went to a Super Bowl. Like when Jim Harbaugh arrived in San Francisco, Patrick Willis was already on the roster. Vernon Davis was already in the roster. Alex Smith was already in the roster. Frank Gore was already in the roster. Navarro Bowman was already on the roster. You know what I mean? David Boss, freaking Joe Staley. All of those guys were there already, Andy. You know what I mean? Josh Morgan, Michael Crabtree. So when I look at it from that prism, this is a team that is not devoid of talent. And if they were going to give Jim Harbaugh an ungodly amount of money, like how they did with John Gruden here, you know what I mean? Then I could see it happening, Andy. And to be real with you, look, if he goes to the Chargers, whatever. But as long as we do not lose AP, the only thing that's civilized to me, I'm not willing to accept Mike Vrabel. I'm not willing to accept.
Like that's a worst case scenario. I feel like worst case scenario, you go into 2024 with Mike Vrabel as your head coach. Worst case. And that would be really shitting the bed, honestly.
But it's a possibility, brother.
It is. And here's my thing. I think it would be very dumb practically swapping coaches with the Titans. I would just keep my guy in the building if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like the whole Jim Harbaugh, like, oh my God, what if we miss him to a divisional rival? I don't give a fuck, bro. We went into Kansas City and beat Andy Reid this year. Like, and Antonio Pierce did that. So I'm not worried about that. I am worried about our quarterback. I'm worried about our defensive tackles. I'm worried about our starting corner opposite of Jack Jones. I'm worried about our interior offensive line. Like, I'm just worried about positions. Because Antonio Pierce, he can get this team going in the right direction like he already has.
Yeah.
But I think that what we need to do right now is that what we need to do is start cherry picking from the Niners and the Texans from offensive standpoints, whether it's quarterback coaches, pass game coordinators, run game coordinators. We need to start cherry picking from there. Because those are, the only reason why I say the Texans is because with DeMeco Ryans going over there, he cherry picked a lot of his guys from San Francisco. Yeah. So that's kind of why I want to,
That's the feeder pool. The problem is they're still in the contract. Now, the NFL hiring guidelines stipulates that teams cannot conduct in-person interviews with candidates employed by other clubs until January the 22nd, the Monday after the divisional round of the playoffs. This is like an attempt to slow down the hiring processes around the league. However, the guideline does not apply to Jim Harbaugh, who is not a part of the NFL.
Right.
So, guys that have been, fired and stuff like that. And it's like, the Raiders at this point, bro, for me, and this is the only way I'm going to be happy about what goes on here, is if they go out here and get their GM. Get the GM, because now I know that organization, like the way they're building the organization, the GM is not some shill for the head coach. The thing I want is chain of command, if anything, Andy. I want to make sure that the head coach is the head coach and the GM is the GM. And that's one of the things that I love.
Then don't get Harbaugh.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I thought about. I said to myself, I said, hey, if is Harbaugh going to be okay with having a seat at the table if it's not at the head of the table? Mm-hmm. That's the thing that I ask myself. What do you think?
No, not off the high horse he's coming from winning a national championship game. Absolutely not. I don't think so. On top of it, you got to think about, bro, a lot of men are competitive. He's most likely going to see his brother win a Super Bowl this year. So, he's going to kind of get, he's going to be off the high of winning a national championship game. But when your brother wins a Super Bowl the same year, it's kind of like, well, fuck, I can't do anything right. So it's going to be like, I really like Antonio Pierce. I like what he's built. The shift is going in the right direction just off of the fact that you go into Kansas City, you beat Kansas City, something that we haven't done since Henry Ruggs was a Raider. Yeah. You have to keep this going. You have to keep the momentum going. On top of that, this guy is not dumb. Like you said, he is more than willing to be all for the chain of command. He understands that he's got shit to learn. He's like, you know what? You're my GM. Cool. You can learn from me. I can learn from you, but I'm going to let you do your job. You're an offensive coordinator. I can give you my input. I can say, hey, I would like to give the ball to Josh Jacobs 30 times a game, but you choose how you get it to him. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's a fact.
He's letting his guys do their job by sprinkling in his 2 cents. Now on defense, well, shit, I'm not really too sure how you can really fuck up the defense because you were number one with this guy as he took over. Now I will say this though: what if we do lose Patrick Graham? Does Antonio Pierce now become our defensive coordinator?
I don't think he's that kind of coach. And the problem is that I'd be mortified. Now I think they probably bring in Don Wink Martindale. This is a guy
I would love that.
I love Wink too, bro. But the thing is, look, I don't want to lose Patrick Graham. You know what I mean? And bro, and for the looks of things, I don't know if you saw this article, but neither does Maxx Crosby. He doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose AP, and he damn sure doesn't want to lose Patrick Graham. NFL rumors today: Pro Bowler joins Davante Adams and draws a line in the sand for Mark Davis. Man, I mean, now look, man. I think too much has been said about this, bro. I'm gonna read the article real quick, and we can get into it, man. But Mad Max put on Twitter, hire AP, put on his Instagram and stuff like that. Maxx Crosby joins Davante Adams in voicing his support for Antonio Pierce to stay with the Raiders. Crosby tweet came after it was rumored that Pierce was set to interview for the Titans job this weekend. There is no telling as to whether he'll get offered a position or would take it over Vegas. But the Raiders letting it get this far is certainly interesting. Pierce has his team playing well down the stretch, and has the support of the team's star players. What the hell are the Raiders rating for is what they're saying, man. And the Raiders already made a mistake by letting the interim coach walk when Rich Bisaccia had left. Now, this is the thing, man. Players are making a plea. Adam, what the hell is it? Adam Scheffler was saying that, if, Mark Davis doesn't hire AP, that he thinks that Maxx Crosby is going to ask for a trade. I don't believe that at all. I think that's malarkey. I think that that's ESPN trying to make headlines. But if I'm being honest, why bring a culture change when you don't really need to, man? It seems like these players are ready. You don't need it. I mean, to me, I would look, man, and this is what I said to Graphic, bro. People are saying, Antonio Pierce is going to interview. He's probably not going to, it's a Rooney Rule thing. Bro, I don't believe that. I think that the Tennessee Titans are in a situation where they got a young team. They have some really good defensive pieces, and I could see them offering him that job. I could see him being the kind of guy that they're looking for, bro.
100%, because that's about to be crazy, but he is like the updated version of a Mike Vrabel, bro. Like he is Mike Vrabel, but younger, and he put stats up this season. He proved that he could do it this season with no quarterback. Now they got two over there in what is it, Willis and
the Mayo man himself, man, Will
and
Levis.
The Mayo man. So it's like they've got two over there. Now, obviously, I think Will Levis will be the starter. And I mean, whatever. But I absolutely think that he could go. But I honestly feel like, bro, he's also not dumb. He wants this job bad. He wasn't going to decline no interview and put all his chips in one basket and be like, Mark Davis, like, please, like on some, like, I need this type shit. Like, he wasn't going to do that. Yeah, he was going to be like, okay, you know what? Like, I'm going to let y'all take y'all time, but while you're doing so, I'm not just going to sit on the couch. I'm going to go take these interviews, and I'm going to show you that teams want me around this league. Like, he was a linebackers coach. So just potentially getting a job to a defensive coordinator's position is already an upgrade for Antonio Pierce, right? Because the Giants apparently really want him to be their new DC.
Yeah.
So alone, there's already two teams out there that want him. I ain't heard one team that wants Mike Vrabel.
And that's the crazy part. And this is the thing. If I'm Antonio Pierce, now when they said that the people on their staff can go out there, they just want a heads up. Well, what happens? What happens this weekend if Antonio Pierce calls Mark Davis in the middle of the night and says, "Hey, Mark, man, I got offered a job for the Tennessee Titans"?
I don't think he would call him, to be honest.
Listen, if you want the job, let's in our heart of hearts, right? It looks like Antonio Pierce is a guy who understands what he has in his building. He wants to be here, right? He's a Cali guy. He's right in Las Vegas. This is his team. It's his childhood team. I bought into the Kool-Aid as far as him loving his organization. But I do think he would give Mark a heads up. And I do think he wouldn't want to burn that bridge with Mark Davis. Like giving, the organization you work for currently a heads up is kind of like giving 2 weeks notice when you leave a job.
Yeah, that 2 weeks notice shit is bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, it's my mother always told me, son, don't burn your bridges because you want to be able to walk back over them. You never know what life will take you, right? So I've always conducted myself in that manner. So say, for instance, Antonio Pierce does call Mark Davis, says, "Hey, Mark, they offered me the job. But in my heart, I want this job. What are we doing?" If you're Mark Davis, what do you do at that point?
Look, I think Antonio Pierce is going to be a great coach, whether he's coaching us, the Titans, the fucking Giants. Like, bro, he's going to do great where he goes. He's the ultimate motivator, bro. Like, he can do what other coaches simply cannot. Like, just hearing McDaniel speak, it was unmotivating. It's like, I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear what you have to say. hearing John Harbaugh talk, it's like it looks good because you got the confetti flying everywhere, but it's like I don't care. Antonio Pierce is our guy, in my opinion. Like
I feel like, bro, he might not be the best coach, but he's the right coach for us.
Yes.
I feel like that. And listen, bro, I'm a guy who try to be pragmatic about this. I try to say, and I don't want to be wishy-washy about this. I can get into the idea of having Harbaugh as our coach because he's a great coach.
I love the idea.
If we're talking about sustained winning, I'm in. But if I'm being honest, my heart tells me that Antonio Pierce is our guy. It feels right. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I'm a man. A lot of the times I'm a cerebral guy. Everybody, you know, like in our group, Andy and them, they know I'm a real cerebral guy. Yeah. But the thing is, man, I got a big heart too. And sometimes, man, you got to go out on faith, man, to get something you never had before, bro. And I feel like this is the time. Let me get to some of these supers. Let me get to some of these and me and Andy go keep rocking. Andy, I appreciate you for pulling up, bro. You are missed, bro. You are missed in this thing, bro. And bro, anytime you can grace us with your presence, brother, it is always a blessing. My guy, Sir Charles, look how the Pat signed Mayo. Mark Davis, wake up. Listen, bro, that was a situation where they had an addendum in his contract to where it was a succession plan in place. So that's the only reason why that was allowed to happen, bro. Yeah, my guy, Sir Charles, again, I'm open to signing Sierra and her husband to the Raiders. I am too. Listen, Russell Wilson, my thing would be if you got AP and you could draft Jaden Daniels, him being a raw guy, I would not mind Russell Wilson on the cheap coming here and kind of playing the Jimmy Garoppolo role again and coming in and being the incumbent starter and letting the young pup wait.
I would have a big problem with that because we're still going to be paying Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, he's going to get cut, but he's still going to be getting, what, like $12 million from us? Like, that's still a good amount of money. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, listen.
I like this comment right here by Pride.
Yeah, Pride and Purpose. Harbaugh has stepped into great situations to hit big. He's never started from the bottom. Not feeling, dude. We the vibe right now. Let's bottle this moment. Damn it. Pride and Purpose with the haymakers. Shout out to my guy, Pride and Purpose, man. Shout out to my dog, man. Yo, hold up. Yo, it is almost 900 people in the room. Get wasted with your brother, wasted. We have summoned Andy. He's come down from the Shieldmore mountaintop and has landed on Raider Nation Unlimited. And I am ecstatic. We almost got 900 in the room, man. My guy, Isaac Haran with the $5 holla. Wasted my brother. Had to pull up. Andy is here. Shout out to the young pup. Salute Raider Nation. Let's go hire Dobbs and Harbaugh or AP. Let's go. My dog, my man, 50 grand is in a place to be. Space Beast, wasted. Call Stu and how Dodd's interview went. You know what, Space Beast? I'm gonna put a pin in that, bro. Because I'm gonna put a pin in that. I might do that at the end of the show, Space Beast. Yo, I mean, I don't know if you know, Andy, but yesterday when we were rocking, Stu text Ed Dodd, and Ed Dodd hit him back with some dope information, man. Yo, my guy Quadre Shamsuddin with the $20 holla. Clinch Fish Soldiers. Fucking Andy. What's up? Why can't Mark be like Kraft? Damn. Did they do any auditions? See, look, bro, you can't say that because Gerard Mayo has been a guy around the Patriot organization. He's been the guy in waiting pretty much the last 2 or 3 years, bro. Yeah. So for Mark Davis in his heart of heart and his infinite wisdom, he thought Josh McDaniels was going to be here for the next 6 years. Antonio, he didn't know who he was going to hire after he had to fire, had to fire McDaniels. He didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? This could have been Patrick Graham. This could have been Rob Ryan. He did interviews. He listened. He made a good hire. I think Mark Davis should trust his gut. Should trust his gut, bro. This is what I personally believe. You already made the hire, brother. You did well. Yo, pour into that. Yo, and really quickly before I get to the next super, yo, if you guys have not subscribed to Raider Nation Unlimited, what the F are you waiting for? We are close to 10 bands, man. What is going on here, man? Get wasted. My guy, Sweet Jazz. Are we stressing too much? How often the coordinators picked off for losing teams? Until AP shows that he can take us to the playoffs, We are good, Sweet Jazz. I think you were smoking D&D at a really, 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 really
Our defensive
disgusting clip.
coordinator, buddy, was on a losing team.
Yes.
The
So
Giants.
listen, brother, I had to just do a little Ravishing Rick Rude on you.
Did we not get Gus Bradley from a losing team as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did the Colts not get Gus Bradley from a losing team as well? Or no, we made it to the playoffs that year, right? When Gus Bradley left?
Yeah.
Okay,
They went to the playoffs. Well, but hey, did Kyle Shanahan not get hired from a losing organization in the Washington Redskins? Did Sean McVay not get hired from a losing organization in the Washington Redskins?
Yeah, I mean, quite a bit.
It happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, I think there's more losers than there are winners in the NFL.
Yeah, man. Listen, that's a rarefied air to be winners. So, listen, D&D. Mark Davis needs to ride with the wave with AP and PG. The Raiders are ready to end this mediocrity in the AFC West. Shout out to my brother Isaac Heron. You know what I'm saying? My brother in a place to be. One of the international members of the Get Off My Lawn gang. Quadre Samshadeen. Sitting works. Look at love. I don't know what that means, Quadre. But shout out to you. So, Andy, let's get back to it. Oh, man, old school 1960s.
Oh, I think he said sitting works, like look at Jordan Love, maybe?
Oh, yes. Yes. Look at Jordan Love. Thank you, Quadre, for making my point for me. Thank you. Andy, we're going to get back to the quarterback thing. Let me just get this last one. Don't blame Max whatsoever. 5 years in the league. He's had 4 head coaches, 3 GMs, 3 DCs. He wants stability for once. Now, Andy, let's get back to this, bro. Yo, what do you think about this, man? I mean, because I think the fact that Max has stepped up and backed AP like this, bro, I don't think that this is happening in a vacuum. You got both of the 2 alpha dogs in the building backing the coach, bro. And then you got even some of the guys like Nate Hobbs and, you know, the Jack. Yo, bro, I know they're going to play for whoever they bring, but I think it should matter if the guys want to come to work or not, bro. I mean, how much credence do you put in this?
A lot, honestly, like a whole lot, because I don't think he necessarily drew a line in the sand, like how the article had said, like if it's my way, if it's not my way, I'm out of here. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of exactly what he said, stability. You have to have that. It's unfair for the development of guys. Kuntz's breakout season was because he finally got stability. He finally got stability. He finally got reps. And we're all loving Malcolm Kuntz, right? Stability with the offensive line. And let's just look at Thayer Munford, a guy who's been here the last 2 seasons with one coach. He got to learn under one coach that same philosophy for 2 seasons. And people are thinking, hey, well, maybe he could replace one of our guys on the offensive line. Stability for development is huge. It is massive. He got to see, I mean, I don't really know about Davante Adams because I don't really know much about the development that's gone on with, you know, the offensive side or the wide receiver room. I know he has, you know, EB there, a guy that he really respects. But you have, in my opinion, like you said, I can get around the idea of having Jim Harbaugh. If that's the worst case scenario, well, holy shit, that's great, right? Yeah. But I think you have to stick with Antonio Pierce. You have to. The culture is built. You now just have to simply build your roster. And let me ask you this. The minor acquisitions that have been brought in from this GM and Antonio Pierce have been pretty damn good.
They sure the hell have. They sure the hell have. That you got to put that and add that to their resume.
Of course. And not just that. I believe Jalen Johnson is still playing. Not Jalen Johnson. Jalen Smith, a guy that he first signed and played 1 game for us, and I thought he did a pretty damn good job when he played for us.
Excellent job. I don't understand why they didn't keep him.
Well, guess what? He's in the playoffs right now. I believe he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers playing playoff football right now. He's not just playing football because he knows guys and they're doing him favors. It's because he's a good football player.
He put some good tape on the field, and he's an asset.
Absolutely. So he got brought in under Antonio Pierce. He's playing football right now. A guy like Marquand McCall that was picked up off of waivers, he got signed to or a future reserves contract. That's potentially a nose tackle of the future, right? Obviously, the big one that everybody's going to want to talk about is Mr. Jack Jones. Now, we knew that Jack Jones was pretty fucking good coming over from the Patriots, but he still took that risk. He still took that shot because guess what? Nobody else put a fucking claim in. Not one. We were I believe at 18 or 19. That means 17 teams said, nah, fuck them. Nah. Antonio Pierce was like,
come on over here with my young pup that I helped raise.
And guess what? We like to talk about the ties of Champ Kelly. This guy has ties everywhere. He's coached high school ball, college ball. Now he's in the NFL. He's got a lot of kids that he coached when he was young or coached against when he was young, making it into the league now.
That's
making it down here. That's big. You know why? Because he's known these kids' characters from when they were immature. So now that they're getting older, he's going to know, all right, well, has this guy grown up? Because I've known you when you were 18. I've known you when you were 15. Have you really got better? Have you really started to make these right decisions? And he's like, you know what? I can make that judgment call. You same person. He don't got to say it, but guess what? He can see it, right? So I think that is big. And those are all pluses. Like them are all pros to keeping Antonio Pierce here. On top of the fact that you've got fucking Charles Woodson at games, Ted Hendricks at games, fucking Eric Allen, super excited on every single show that he's doing.
Richard Seymour,
a fucking former Patriot, just got into the Hall of Fame. He was a Raider too. He
a Raider. He kept it X-rated. He was a Raider when he knocked out Ben Roethlisberger. He's a Raider to me.
Marcus Allen, he's got these dudes smiling, happy, ready to go. Like, bro, that is big. Our other coaches weren't doing that, bro.
Yeah,
we all love. Well, we didn't all love it, but when Chucky came back, we were like, damn, Chucky's the Raider brand. He wasn't doing this shit. He wasn't doing this shit.
And that's, to me, that's bad. Yo, we got over 900 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Really quickly, Andy. Players are sitting Mark down in intervention. You need to pick the guy the players in the nation loves, or we are out. Mark really is playing at the tables. And look, bro, I'm gonna put a pin in this. Andy and I, we beat this thing to death, bro. Pause. I want to ask you something, Andy. What is the perfect offseason for you, bro? You know, and one thing I want to do before we get out of here, I want to get us a mock draft too, right? But what is the perfect off season for you? What is the perfect off season? Like, what if you had your druthers, what quarterback would you pick? What coach would you pick? What offensive coordinator would you pick? What GM would you pick?
So it's gonna be kind of tough, right? Because in a perfect world, you can try and play your cards right and maybe offer Clint Kubiak the world and maybe him be the successor to Antonio Pierce one day and have him play his role coming over, and you hire him as the OC, even though he's just going laterally, right? Leaving from the Niners, which it'll be really hard for him to be like, oh, I'm gonna leave the Niners to get the same position. It'll be hard, but we're talking about dream or perfect. You have Clint Kubiak, he's calling the plays. You move up to, I believe it's 6 or 7 with the Tennessee Titans, you draft James Daniels. Then you go and sign Chris Jones. Then you go out. Actually, yeah, you sign Chris Jones, and you go and you say, you know what? Icing on the cake, let's go get us a little Jalen Johnson. Here you go, Jack Jones. They go out there and they, feel me? They kill it. They kill it.
Ooh. Let me tell you, I'm gonna add a cherry on top. You go get a veteran quarterback just in case, and make a run to the Super Bowl next year.
No thanks.
For real. So you think we can get to the Super Bowl with a rookie?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
It hasn't been done much, bro. But listen, just because it hasn't been done before doesn't mean it can't be done. So you're absolutely right with that. Let me get to some of these supers. My guy, Raider War Report. Will Harbaugh say no to cigars and NWA? Or will he fall in line with the culture already built? I mean, can't see that. Culture matters. AP created it.
That's
Raiders
a
War
fact.
Report with the haymaker. Yo, that's a haymaker right there. Everybody saying facts, Andy. Oh my God. Wait, hold on. We got another one from Raider War Report. Hire Harbaugh, y'all gonna feel sick. I mean, when he traded away Crosby like Gruden did Mac, we good with AP. He's not gonna do that, bro. You tripping.
We don't know that.
We don't know that.
Andy playing Madden? Hey, not really, because, Jalen Johnson going to want about like 18, 20 a year. We got that. We got 50. Then you got Chris Jones. He probably going to want what, like 30, 25, 30 a year? We got that. That's all of our money in two players, but fuck it.
Hey, but you know what? It's well worth it, goddammit.
Yeah.
Bring him in, baby.
If you get Chris Jones and Jalen Johnson in one offseason,
that had to be insane, bro. Yo, Sweet Jazz says, my bad, I stand corrected. The Raiders have not had this culture since the 70s and 80s when we had cast-offs and retreads. I'm tweaking. We were galvanized in one nation. AP has to be the guy for us now. Yo, shout out to my guy, Sweet Jazz, yo. Isaac Haran. The suspense is killing us, Raider Nation, because Antonio and PG showed us and the rest of the NFL what the team can do. Stop playing with us and do what you got to do. Stop playing with me, man.
That's a fact.
My God,
Kingdom
man.
said CJ could make it to the Super Bowl in his first year. That's a fact.
He's getting knocked out of the playoffs the first round. Hammer is in the place. Raider Nation news today. Holy moly's donut shop. I have a feeling there's a playoff team that will be eliminated that Belichick could possibly go to. That has the pieces in place. Bro, I don't really give a damn.
Fire their coach after making the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know, Hammer. I don't know, brother. I listen. I don't.
Wait,
know.
are the Seahawks? Aren't the Seahawks in the playoffs?
No, it's the Rams and the Niners from the AFC West. They didn't make the playoffs.
Oh,
now I can't. I don't know, Hammer. You got to elaborate on that, brother. Yo, Lee's Adele, the fly and wonderful Lee's Adele. The Bay Area Raider fans would choose Harbaugh over AP. We witnessed what Harbaugh had done with Stanford and the Niners. That's who we want. Lee's, I think you might be on a bit of an island. I don't think so, because we got a Bay Area Raider fan right here.
No thanks.
I don't know, Lee's. Oh, Raider Nation news today. The Cowboys will fire Mike McCarthy. You really think so?
I think they could, but I don't think they would. Hell no. I don't think he would go to Dallas. I don't think Dallas wants him. I think Dallas. Jerry Jones is such a visual guy that seeing a defensive head coach go to his team, he's not going to want that. He wants 60 points a game. And Bill Belichick won't give you that.
And Bill Belichick dealt with the
you know why? If he goes to Dallas, you know who's going to be their coordinator? Josh McDaniels.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, Josh McDaniels is a good coordinator, bro. But see, this is the thing. This the thing. My thing about that whole caveat is this. Jerry has always wanted a Markham of control. Now, Bill Belichick is the kind of guy where he's had a really good symbiotic working relationship with Robert Kraft. But that was a younger Bill Belichick. He's been there 24 years. Maybe, hey, man, maybe Jerry Jones is like, look, if I'm going to win another one before I leave this planet, I'm going to go down with the old guy. The guy's probably around my age. You know what I'm saying? But I can't see Jerry and Steven and Will McClay and them guys acquiescing the Bill. You know what I'm saying? Because Will McClay is the guy who picks them players over there. He's an excellent guy in the draft. I don't know if Bill is malleable like that. I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's the guy that's going to come in here and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to sit up here and read the room and let Will McClay pick the players. I'm just going to coach. I don't see that happening, bro. And to be real with you, go ahead, bro.
I think Harbaugh stays in Michigan, bro.
I do too. Because, listen, I didn't hear anything from his post game about him definitely leaving. The only thing we have is conjecture. We have the fact that he hired Don Yee as his agent, right? So that could mean a lot of things. Maybe he can be the Ndamukong Suh of the coaching world trying to get more money out of Michigan.
Yeah.
And he's playing in our face. And then what do you do at that point? You know what I'm saying? Listen, oh my God. So, Andy, let me ask you a question, right? The Raiders currently sit 13th in the draft. I don't think that our quarterback falls to us at 13.
Unless your quarterback is Penix.
I don't think Penix is going to fall I don't think he's falling that far, bro.
I think he'll make it there after the national championship game and possibly getting fucked up in the ribs. I don't know if he's actually got I don't know if he broke his ribs or bruised them or what, but another injury to that injury list that he's got, and a loss, and the way he went out, I think he may be there. But I'd rather trade up and get Jaden Daniels.
I think. Look, we're being prisoners of the moment, right? So, the same way everybody was saying he could be the number one pick, right? He gets dinged up, gets bruised ribs, no major injury, loses a national championship game to the best defense in college football from pillar to post, who went in there and beat Alabama. And
could have won that game. They low-key got finessed on that holding call.
Yeah. So look, bro, the guy has had some big wins this year. Michael Penix Jr. has had some big wins. Bro, I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I still think that there are so many. So let's look at the draft order right now, right?
I think he's like 4-0 against fucking Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he is.
he's like Caleb Williams' dad, dude.
Yeah, that he's Caleb Williams' pops, yo.
Aiden makes decent timing throws. Unfortunately, decent doesn't win you Super Bowls.
Yeah. You know what? Decent has you talking about the next season like we're doing currently. You know what I'm saying? So,
decent has you overthrowing a wide open guy on the sideline that could win you the Super Bowl, like Jimmy Garoppolo did.
Oh my God, you remember that? Jimmy, high stakes Garoppolo, baby. So, all right, y'all can see that. View on StreamYard. I'm gonna go down. Chicago is the number one pick right now. The Washington Redskins are number 2. The New England Patriots are 3. Arizona Cardinals 4. LA Chargers 5. Giants 6. Tennessee Titans 7.
See what Dabo said about New York?
No, what'd he say?
That Mr. Danny Dimes is their guy now and for the future.
Well, of course. I mean, they paid him a lot of money, man. So look, if you're the Raiders, right?
You got to go to 6. You got to go to 6.
So the Chicago Bears, let's unpack this thing. The Chicago Bears, if they're not going to take a quarterback and they stay with Justin Fields, somebody's going to move in at number 1. So this spot is always in play. This is the Caleb Williams spot. We don't know what team that will be, but this is the quarterback. This is a quarterback right here. This is Drake May or whomever. This could be Jaden Daniels. You never know, right? Number 3, the New England Patriots. With Gerard Mayo being there, I don't know if he's sold on Daniel Jones. Not Daniel Jones, but Mac Jones. I would think he's smarter than that. He might be a guy who's in the market for a veteran quarterback, but I think he wants to put his stamp on his organization and draft his guy. Quarterback will be in play here. Now, number
First
4.
3 picks are quarterbacks.
What happened?
First 3 picks are quarterbacks.
Yeah. So, okay. So, number 4 right here, this is where Marvin Harrison Jr. goes off the board. Listen, we all know Kyler Murray needs that number 1 receiver. He'd get it in spades right there. Now, number 5, number 6, and number 7 are where the Raiders are going to have to go get their quarterback. Because to be real with you, say for instance, first 3, say it's Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Now, right before the Raiders draft, you have the Atlanta Falcons who are desperately in need of a quarterback and would take Michael Penix Jr.
So they would take him, and then Minnesota would probably take Bo Nix, or Denver would take Bo Nix. Like, bro, we have to move up.
The Raiders have to move up. So basically, what, and your infinite wisdom, Andy, what would you be willing to move up, and how far would you move up?
I would move up to 6 or 7, and I think at 6 or 7, you'd be left with probably Penix or Daniels. And I'm completely fine with either one of them. It also depends on who we hire and who we know our offensive coordinator is at that point in time, because then you could see which one kind of fits your offense a little bit better. In a perfect world, you find a way to swap with Chicago and give up Davante and next year's first and get that number 1 pick.
So basically for you, right? I feel like if you move up, right, and you try to move up, you should try to move up as far as possible.
Yeah. 100%.
To me, if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to get into the top 3.
Yeah.
To be real with you, if I'm gonna do it, look. If you going, my dad used to say to me when I was young, if you're gonna do it right. That would be the time you do it right, man. Let me get to the chat real quick. My guy Quadre Samsudeen. The only guy falling that far would be Knicks. I would rather have Leonard Williams in Payne for a little bit more than Jones. Shout out to my guy Quadre Samsudeen keeping the lights on at Raider Nation Unlimited, man. Shout out to him. Shout out to my guy, the Raider War Report. Jaden is going top 3. I don't see any of them teams trading now. Yeah. We're going to pick even between Penix or Knicks or trade for Fields. Now, this is the thing for me. If the Chicago Bears keep Fields, it is what it is. How would you like the Raiders if the Chicago Bears are in business and they're looking to draft Caleb Williams? How would you like the Raiders to trade their second pick in the draft, second round pick or a third or something to go get a guy like Justin Fields?
Hell no. I'm not trading a third round. I'm not trading a third round pick for him.
Justin Fields, bro?
No.
Andy, you tripping, bro. You better than that. Come on, man. You tripping, bro. You tripping. Bro.
He's ass.
Bro, you are tripping, bro.
So I'm supposed to want him because he can escape the pocket, bro. I've seen this man 11 people dropped into coverage and he still threw a pick with no rush. And you know who he threw it to? A fucking D lineman. He's ass.
Yo, dare you Cap Keenan. Who should I block? Who needs to be unceremoniously blocked? Guys, listen, you gotta understand something. It is 900 of y'all in the room. It is hard as hell to keep up with the chat, yo. Andy's in the place to be. Y'all know I'm normally way more receptive to the chat than this. I gotta get everybody's supers at it. Things are flowing at a high pace. But if somebody needs to be unceremoniously blocked, y'all put it in chat. Y'all let me know. I didn't see anything crazy.
So right now, if you trade for Fields, let's say a third gets it done. I would think about it if a third got it done. A second round, fuck off. No. I would think about it. If a third got it done, I'd say, you know what? We'll talk.
So let me ask you a question. J.J. McCarthy's available in the second round. You haven't gotten your quarterback in the first round. We went with Jason Newton or something. I like J.J. McCarthy. In the second, I like him. I would even move into the bottom of the first round and bring him in. I like J.J. McCarthy.
Listen, I think a lot of teams like what you like, though, and I think he'll end up going in the first round.
Yeah.
This year's draft it's
one of the most talented drafts in the history because of that COVID year. You got a lot of
or Fields. JJ will be cheaper.
Yeah. You know what, man? If I'm being honest, I want Justin Fields because because of that dynamic element. And he knows we always get into this with the traits and him being able to escape.
I see JJ McCarthy. I think that he won the national championship game for Michigan
with his legs
because of that 27-yard run that he took off. They were flat. Like, why? I texted in the chat. I was like, man, Washington defense going stupid. A play later, he rips off that run, and they are, bro, cooking on offense.
Gone, yo, my guy Nation on. Say we keep AP. Do y'all trust him to bring in the right guy to develop our rookie QB? Or is it Harbaugh? Does he move up? Yes, I do, bro. Listen, the one thing, if I can hang my hat on anything that Antonio Pierce has done since he's been there, it's understanding and reading the room and understanding the moment and the steps needed to take to get to said moment or to get to the desired result. Him taking Patrick Graham and putting him up in the booth. Him taking Bo Hardigreen and putting him up in the booth. Him starting Aiden O'Connell indiscriminately and not putting conditions on it. Bringing Jack Jones in. Like, bro, he's done him cutting Marcus Peters. Like, let's be for real here.
That was a bold move.
That was a bold move, Cotton. Yo, him going and taking Malcolm Kuntz and leaning on Malcolm Kuntz and giving him the playing time he damn well deserves. Him taking Thayer Mumford and moving him to left tackle like we've been saying since last year. Him taking Dylan Parham and moving him to center.
I do worry, though, that he may be satisfied with Aiden O'Connell.
Okay, that's fair.
I do worry about that just because of the way he speaks of Aiden O'Connell. Like, I get it. He's not going to shit on the kid. He won't do that. But I do feel like as if sometimes you should say it's more than just he's a rookie and he'll get better. It's almost like sometimes it's like yes, he's a rookie, but he needs to play better, right? You can use the same words, just switch them up, right?
Yeah.
Instead of he's a rookie, so he will get better, say he's a rookie, but he needs to get better, right? You feel me? Just change it up. Yeah. Put a little bit more of the onus on the quarterback, because guess what? He touches the ball 60 times a game, whether it's a handoff or a run, or a handoff or a pass. Like,
so you feel like he's lowered the bar a little bit for Aiden?
I don't think he's lowered the bar. I definitely feel, though, as if at times I feel like he is, like, I get kind of worried. Like, I do get kind of worried. It's like, bro, does he really think that Aiden O'Connell is like, you really think you could win the big game with him as your quarterback? Like, I don't know.
Look, bro, I've watched the maturation of Aiden O'Connell. I think there's certain things that are there to work with Aiden O'Connell. Am I willing to hang my future on Aiden O'Connell at this juncture? No.
Not with this quarterback draft.
Yeah, bro. Not with this quarterback draft. Do I think that, Aiden O'Connell is a guy that I want to keep as my backup and try to develop? Yes, hell yeah. And do I think that an offseason of strength and conditioning and a little bit better footwork and things like that, could that help Aiden O'Connell become a star in this league? I think it could. I think that. Listen, I think that he has a high ceiling, but I think he also has a. I don't think he has a high ceiling. I think his floor and his ceiling have enough room to put him into an air where I think Aiden O'Connell could be at the level of a Kirk Cousins. I think he can be at the level of a top
star. I'd say Kirk Cousins is a star. So,
I think he can get into that rarefied air of a top 10 to 11 quarterback, top 15 quarterback. Very, very quickly if you worked with him. My guy, Julio Elman, wasted. Do you think Penix and Nick are going to drop out of the first round? No, not one chance. We've addressed that, my brother. Not one effing chance, man. My guy, DeLon Raiders, wasted. If Williams doesn't declare for the draft, which he has till Monday to declare, if he don't, then it's more panic for QBs in this draft.
Bro, it is.
Yeah, it is. But listen, bro, then that means now Drake May and Penix are the guy, or so it is.
I'm not gonna lie. The same way that Anthony Richardson murdered the fucking what you like to call the underwear Olympics.
Yeah.
The pro days and the combine, bro. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna do the same shit. Like,
I think Jaden Daniels, and I think Graf said this. Shout out to Graf. He thinks that Jaden Daniels is going to be. I think. Did you say that on a watch party? The Graf said that he thinks Jaden Daniels is going to be the Anthony Richardson of this year.
No, I think he said it, but I mean, like, bro, here's my thing though. The difference with Anthony Richardson is that physically he's bigger than Jaden Daniels. But my thing is that Jaden Daniels isn't a guy that just started playing quarterback like Anthony Richardson did, right? Like, Anthony Richardson had just started playing quarterback 2 years ago.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson is a prodigy, man.
Like, he simply got drafted because of his physical traits and what he could be. Like, literally boom or bust. But Jaden Daniels isn't necessarily that. Like, he's been playing quarterback for, I think, 4 to 5 years at the collegiate level. He's been very productive. And this year, he's been extremely, extremely productive throwing the football, running the football. Like, I really like Jaden Daniels. I think that outside of Caleb Williams, he could be the most dynamic quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
40 touchdowns, 4 picks. Like, that's fucking crazy by Jaden Daniels. Like, that is disgustingly good. Highest QBR in all of college football. Like, he's the most accurate quarterback within the hashes. Like, he is great. He is great. Like, he is very, very good. And the icing on the cake is the fact that he knows our head coach and that he was at the game. He was celebrating. He was happy for his guy. And the biggest thing about it is that if you could find a way to get him and keep Davante Adams,
that boy got a slinky. And the thing about it is that when you have a wide receiver as accomplished as Davante Adams, he makes your job easier as a quarterback. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I think the thing with Aiden O'Connell, I think there's a talent level there that we have to explore with a Jaden Daniels. This is a talent you can't deny exploring and trying to get better in that perspective, right? So, yo, Quadre, my guy Quadre Sam Shadeen with another haymaker, man. Appreciate you, bro, for keeping the lights on here. He knows AOC isn't built like that. He's a backup. Jaden is his guy, and that's who he wants.
Here's another thing, right? And this is something that Graf has always said. Mark Davis knows he has to sell tickets and he has to sell seats, right? And Mark Davis, Graf said that he knows that Mark Davis doesn't believe that you can sell the nation Aiden O'Connell as your quarterback, as your next guy, right? You can definitely sell the nation Jaden Daniels, especially with the ties he has with the head coach.
That's a fact, man.
So here's the thing. Whatever head coaching job or head coaching interviews happen, bro, Mark Davis has to ask the tough questions. He say, okay, well, what's the plan? Who's our quarterback? What are we doing? What is your scenario for this team? Like, you have to ask that, bro.
Yeah,
and ultimately, that's
do,
why you have to get a general manager before you get your head coach.
Yes.
Because the GM is the one that has to, make those trades. But, bro, like, you have to trade up. You have to trade up. You cannot go into this season with what? Fucking Russell Wilson? Like, I don't want that. I don't want that.
You want a new want new coach, new everything. You don't want to retread anywhere. All right. My guy Rated War Report, bad coaching, only wide receiver in Chicago. Give him Adams, Myers, Mayer, Jacobs and Fields, and Jacobs and Fields will shine. By the draft, Fields will go for a first. Book it. Yeah, that's possible, man. My guy, Quadre Sam Shadeen, is asking a question of Andy. Andy, if you can, give me your assessment of my nephew. They put Auburn to sleep. Cam Edge, number 12.
From who?
What school does your nephew play for, brother? Quadre Sam Shadeen, put that in the chat. Yo, Lanny, let me see. Lanny 2B, long shot. If the Raiders happen to get Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, do the Raiders keep Aiden at backup or get another QB with similar skill set to Justin Fields or Wilson?
Look, got that already. We got that already. The old boy that we signed to the future reserves off the Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, we got that already. I think you would keep Aiden O'Connell as backup. I mean, he won games for us. He's the perfect backup. He's the perfect back. He's not a guy that all of the fans are going to be calling for right off the rip. Which, that's a lot of the reason why people don't sign Cam Newton, because the minute a guy has a bad game, they'll be calling for Cam Newton. Aiden O'Connell's a guy that he's exhibited that he can win in this league. He can win games. And, it's nothing but right. It's a fourth-round pick. You don't got to pay him a whole lot. It's nothing but right, man. Nation's own. I believe AP will move up to get a Jaden Daniels, the QB I want. I agreed, Andy. Not sure Harbaugh will move up for a top QB, but I still trust Harbaugh's decision. There are a lot of people that think Jim Harbaugh will kind of move up or try to go get J.J. McCarthy. I am not under that assertion. I don't know that he'll definitely do that because I'm sure he's a smart guy. People are talking about Cam Ward. Cam Ward is a project, man. I'm not taking him in the first or the second round. My guy Larry DM, I missed it at all, but I don't think Mark Davis will take kindly to threats if Max is drawing a line in the sand. I do think that the media is blowing stuff out of proportion. Larry DM, I understand, bro. But they are men. They're allowed to voice their opinion. And I don't think he's going to go to Mr. Davis and tell him you do this or else. I don't think so, bro. And my guy Quadre said he's from Maryland. So Andy's going to take a look at him.
12? He's number 12 on Maryland?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And then, Josh Jacobs, man. Josh Jacobs is a guy, I don't think he's going to be brought back unless he comes here for the most meager of deals, man. So I don't know, man. Hold on. What is going on? Jacobs Kane is soft as hell. Weak. Jacob Kane. What are we talking about? Are y'all being messy in here? Do I have to unceremoniously block somebody? Guys, we've been rocking freaking almost for an hour and a half, bro. Almost for an hour. We're about to get out of here pretty. We're about to bring this train back into the train chat. Guys, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to a lot of the
he's a quarterback.
He's a quarterback. Yeah, Andy is going to take. He's a freshman. Andy's going to take a look at him. Thank you, my brother, Quadre Sam Shadeen. But, bro, I'm up in here. I don't want to have to unceremoniously block somebody for getting out of damn hand here. The F is wrong with you guys. That's like, nah, shout out to y'all, man. But, yo, listen, I'm going to be real with you guys, man. I'm kind of like, I'm just ready to see what happens, man. But I hope that the GM gets hired pretty soon, man. My guy Keith Inland. You guys, there's QBs that can be the guy. He doesn't have to be a number one pick. Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Jeff Hostetler, Brock Purdy. Go watch the kid from Tulane, Michael Pratt. Keith England, we will take a look at him. Give me a list. Hey, guys, if there's any players you want us as Shieldmore to take a look at that we might not know about, inbox me on Instagram. Raider Nation Unlimited. Raider Nation _ Unlimited _ You know what I'm saying? It's all on Instagram. Go check me on Instagram. If you guys follow me on X, Pod Wasted, send it in my inbox. At me. Listen, I will do the work. We will do the work as a team, and we will bring you the offseason that you guys deserve. Also, if you guys are not following me or subscribe to me, it costs you nothing. Hit the subscribe button to Raider Nation Unlimited. What the F is wrong with you? Andy, do you have any smack? Warm it up, my brother.
No, I'm right now. I'm watching the Maryland highlights, but I mean, in terms of Josh Jacobs and AP, I seen a comment that says AP said that Josh Jacobs was the heart and soul of this team. I'm gonna be honest, bro. He was. Emphasis on the was. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wanted Josh Jacobs to be our identity.
Yeah.
He just couldn't produce it, right?
Yeah.
But Zamir White did. Now, Zamir White, his sample size is incredibly smaller.
Man, listen, bro, his sample size was like a piss test. It was
it was very, very small. But it was also incredibly impressive. For what was it? 4.7.
Whoa, Andy, disgusting work. God! Wow! It was small but impressive, Andy. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I said the sample size was small, buddy.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you, bro.
But I think that we just got to move on into running back by committee, bro. It just has to be done.
I do too. And Ray Davis is a guy out of Kentucky. Graf and I are having an argument. I've called Graphic Christopher Columbus. He always tries to land on Plymouth Rock first. I will go on record to say that I was talking about Ray Davis. I don't know who was first, but I didn't even hear Graf talk about him. But Ray Davis out of Kentucky is a guy I would love us to take a look at. Blake Corum is a guy I would love us to take a look at.
Bro, fuck Blake Corum. They're fucking backup, dude. Edwards, baller. He was a fucking beast.
Yes, he was. And yo, my guy, Greg Lira. That's what she said last night. Small but impressive. Bang zoom, Greg Lira. Bang zoom. Bang zoom.
Yes, exactly. My guy, Manila. Donovan Edwards.
Zamir White and Donovan Edwards. Shout out to Manila Raider, yo. Top Beats is in the place to be. Jason Marshall in the place to be. So before we go, in conclusion, Andy is a GOAT. Andy is the GOAT. Andy, I really appreciate you pulling up, man, and classing up the joint as you always do. Everybody in the chat, yo, look, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, man. I hope that, hey, listen, before I go, if you guys enjoyed this show, I'm going to go full Mitchell Renz. Put some ones in the chat. Hey, put a 1 in the chat if you guys enjoyed this content with Andy, man. And put a 2 in the chat if you guys want me to stick a carrot up Jeremy Chugs' ass. Let me stop playing. Nasty work, yo. Shout out to Mitchell Renz and them. It's ones all over the place.
More Jeremy Chug, dude.
Yo, Jerome King with a number 2. Shout out to Jerome King, man. Shout out to Al Apocalypse. There's 1s and 2s. Jeremy Chugs. Why the hell did I say that? Shout out to Chugs, man. Shout out to Mitch,
You're wild
man.
for that.
Yo, love. Yo, I am definitely in timeout for that. Yo.
Yeah, you try to hit me with the pause, bro. You just said you were shoving shit up dudes' asses, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
On,
listen, what the F is, yo, man? I need to go sit my ass down.
Angry man, what you doing here? Man, sit your ass down.
I need to go sit my ass down, yo. Yo, what the F is wrong with me, bro? But y'all, man, yo, y'all, listen, y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for pulling up in a place to be. I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. This is Wasted. Andy, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something, bro. I know Andy, and I'm not trying to talk him back into coming on YouTube all the time, but the way Andy pulls up, bro, there is no Shieldmore without Andy, bro. I'm just gonna say it on air, bro. I listen, bro. Look, Andy's the glue, man. I miss Andy, bro. Like real shit, bro. Andy, I appreciate you, brother. Y'all have a freaking terrific night. And y'all know what I always say. I'm corny, but I don't give a damn.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Crack the Don knows that when Andy pulls up in the place, the price goes through the roof. Y'all have a fucking terrific night, man. Peace.